Oh, it's big time. I mean, being in Fort Wayne, living in Fort Wayne, being in Chicago most of the time or in Georgia, it feels great to be able to come back and host camps, get back to the neighborhood, get back to the community, get back the game that gave so much to me. So it's always a great time.
You know, you've been doing this for 3 years now with the Crew Life Foundation, and what does that mean to you just to be able to sustain something like this and have it grow from the ground up?
No, it's big time. This is actually our 4th spring break camp. So we've been going for a while now, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. And I'm always surprised when I see the sign-ups. And this camp, we did 75 free scholarships, had 97 kids show up. So it's always unbelievable, in my opinion, to be able to come out and affect this many kids and be around the game and do something I love, but also show the kids different routes. Show them that basketball is an option if you want to work hard, you want to take it there, but also learning how to be what a lawyer looks like, or learning what a doctor looks like, or a sales representative, giving them different options. So as you grow up, if you have more goals, the less likely you ended up to slip away. So I'm just excited to be here and be around the guys.
Well, knowing you're a former Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, you think any of these kids are going to learn defense these next couple of days?
Yeah, the first hour of camp, we don't even touch the ball. We get into our warm-up, and then we get right into our defensive stuff, our defensive slides, our transition, our man-to-man, different stuff like that. So if you can't play defense, you can't play. And I scored a lot of points at Southside, scored a lot of points at La Lumiere, and then when I got to Purdue, I didn't play because I couldn't guard. So if you can learn how to guard, you can play anywhere.
Well, we got to bring up your Boilermakers and, their first Final Four appearance since 1980. Just when you were watching that game, just what were the emotions going through your head during that final buzzer?
No, it was crazy because, I watched the game with no sound. I watched it in the room by myself, just with my headphones on. So, it was crazy. It was a great feeling. It was a lot of nostalgia, a lot of great memories popped back in my head. I actually just got off the phone with Coach Brentley and P.J. Thompson. Talked to Vince Edwards. Vince is all the way in Germany right now. Talked to him last night. Talked to Dakota Mathias, all the guys. So from what we went through specifically, from playing in the CBI to being last place in the Big Ten to going on that run that they've been on now has been great. And then you see Robbie Hummel tearing up after the game, all of what he's been through. Like I said, talked to Coach Brantley and what they went through the 90s, losing to Duke in that Elite Eight game, winning all the Big Ten championships, but never ever cracking that code. So it's just a lot of great feelings for all the guys before me, all the guys that played with me, and obviously the guys now. It's just something that I didn't know that I'd be a part of this when I committed to Purdue 15 years ago, but I'm glad I did.
As a guy that got to work with Coach Payne firsthand, just what is it that makes him so special and such a great college basketball coach?
He's real. That sounds cliche, but Coach is who he is. He's honest, straightforward. You always know where you stand with him. He decided to do things his way, not really worry about NIL, not worry about the transfer portal, not worry about getting guys that are 5 stars or 4 stars, or even caring about none of that. So it's been great to see a guy not cheat, not cut corners, take the stairs, not the elevator, and be able to get to this position. Because I can remember being in that locker room as a junior, even that year we turned it around, we had a bad non-conference. We lost to North Florida, Gardner-Webb at home, and it's people that wanted Coach Painter fired. So for him to be in this position now as one of the elite coaches in college basketball, it's a lot of fun.
I remember we talked to you last year at this camp and got your thoughts after the Fairleigh Dickinson loss. To fast forward to this year, just what do you think? Do you feel like that was maybe a silver lining, something that the guys could build on and use as motivation for this season?
Yeah, it forced them to come together because coming into last season, they weren't expected to win the league. So they go from a team that's maybe expected to finish 5th or 6th, and now they're the number 1 team in the country, the peak of college basketball. That's where they want to be. And then you lose to a 16 seed, and now you're the worst team in basketball. Nobody cares about you anymore. So it forces the locker room to really gel together. No one else's opinions matters but the locker room, and that's how these guys are going after it. You think about just locker rooms in sports, and a lot of locker rooms are clicked up. They have guys are older guys, vets, younger guys, rather best players. This team is all one. They all moving as one. They all have the same goal. They are acting as if they don't care about minutes or shot attempts. They just care about winning. So that's kind of been the biggest thing, is their attitude about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, only other thing I got, obviously 2 Fort Wayne guys on this Purdue team. You got Luke Goody playing at Illinois, just came off an Elite Eight appearance, and not to mention a couple other Fort Wayne guys in the NCAA tournament. What do you think that says about Fort Wayne basketball, Northeast Indiana basketball, that it's so well represented in this year's NCAA tournament?
No, it's big time. You think of Michael Stevenson, Jalen Blackman, you think of Sidney Curry, all the different guys that are in the tournament. It's just big time because it shows that you can have your own route. You can go your own way and still make it to the pinnacle of college basketball. You think of Michael Stevenson, went to Southside. I'm familiar with his story, familiar with his family. not a lot of people believed in him. Not a lot of people believed he could get to that point. And to see him out there on the floor, not just being on the team, but affecting winning, being in the big time moments, scoring baskets, seeing his brother that I used to grew up playing with, seeing his cousins and all of that stuff. So it's a lot of fun to see those guys have a lot of fun, but also showing the importance of basketball in this area and why we need to get it back to where it was. And I think where Fort Wayne is at its best, we're sending 3-4 players out of high school every year to Division I. I think we can get back to that.
All right, I think that's all I got, Ray. Anything else you want to add that I haven't asked already?
Nah, if you need any more information about Crew Life, RaphealDavisBasketball.com, and Crew Life stands for Community, Responsibility, Education, and Will. And we try to be bigger than basketball, and we're taking our annual summer college trip. So if you want any more information on that, just go to our website.